Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the lightweight bout for the undisputed lightweight title and also for the undisputed pound for pound #1 title. So we got the reigning lightweight champion Islam Makhachev versus the reigning featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. So #1 Volkanovski is the challenger, and #1 is the challenger, and the #2 and Islam Makachev is the defender. So Volkanovski coming up to the lightweight division to fight Islam Makhachev. And obviously, right here, I'm gonna go Islam Makhachev, average confidence. And this is a pretty good matchup, very very good matchup for the #1 pound for pound. This fight should be getting a lot more exposure than it is. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not super excited about it either, but I'm expecting the MMA community to be more excited about it, or at least the media. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm still gonna tune in. I think it's gonna be better than. I think I'm gonna enjoy the fight when I watch it more than I seem like as far as leading up to this fight, I guess. Because again, it's two high level competitors. You might say, oh, no, this gonna be that, but at the end of the day, you watch history and watch MMA. Matter of fact, this is the highest level MMA you're watching right here. #1 pound pound versus #2 pound pound. Yeah, it's gonna be a very very good matchup. But again, going Makachev average confidence to beat Volkanovski. I feel like Volkanovski, really in his MMA career, he hasn't fought too many people that have, really looked to impose their size on him. He hasn't really fought too many wrestlers. We fought Chad Mendes, and Chad Mendes, you would say, oh, Chad Mendes is this, Chad Mendes is that, or whatever you want to say, good or bad. But I will say, notably in that fight, Chad Mendes, he really wasn't really fighting full time at that time. Like he took some long time off. He came back, I think, starched not Miles Jury. Was it Miles Jury? It was Miles Jury, real quick. Then I think he like, hey, what the heck? I think he probably took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, and he jumped back in this fight without no full training camp. And I think Volkanovski had already been in a full training camp, where Chad Mendes, probably took some time off, got relaxed, and he's like, hey, was feeling confident, and just jumping like, who's Volkanovski? Like he came in without really respecting him, then coming really with his usual energy. And even then, he still like dropped Volkanovski like once or twice, definitely once, and he took him down like 5 times, took his back and all that stuff, was dominating him. So, not saying Chad Mendes is not a can at all. He's a very good fighter, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Just didn't win a belt because he was in there with Aldo. Then after Aldo, he kind of retired himself. He wasn't really there for the Max Holloway era. And he was there. And for Volkanovski took over the featherweight division. So yeah, but nonetheless, Chad Mendes is a solid fighter. But all I'm trying to say is when I look at the fighter guys that aren't as worried about his wrestling or are the better wrestlers, Volkanovski doesn't look as phenomenal as he typically looks. And I feel like with Chad Mendes, like I say, he slowed down, and also with the help of Volkanovski working to the body, he was able to wear Chad Mendes down. So coming off short notice, not really as in shape as he needed to be, and then smart on Volkanovski to target the body, come from behind, stopping, tagging the body, and then wearing out Chad Mendes and stop him later. But now you can get a Makachev who is the champion, who's fresh, who's coming in the weight class, who's coming in shape. Like I said, he's going to be in shape. He's trained for you. It's a full training camp. He's bigger than you. Then you can look at another fight. Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins ain't the most phenomenal fighter, but I think Darren Elkins did drop Volkanovski in that fight. Also, Volkanovski, he got a great heart, but his chin ain't the greatest. He got a great heart, but his chin ain't the greatest. Like his lights will go out, but he could pop back up. He got one of those type of chins. His chin, like he definitely ain't got no granite iron chin. His chin's on the softer side, but he got like quick recovery. But you never know when that quick recovery might just turn out. But that's not where I'm going. I'm running in circles with these words, but nonetheless, yeah, Darren Elkins, he didn't have the easiest time. There's people that have had easier times with Darren Elkins. Volkanovski should have had an easier time, but it was a competitive fight. And then Chad Mendes, we know, was a competitive fight. And it hasn't been too many other guys, like you could say, could challenge him in the wrestling department or surpass him in the wrestling department. Other guys like Max Holloway, he's been working on his wrestling a lot, but he's still very much more of a striker. Brian Ortega's wrestling is disgustingly garbage. Chandler Jones' wrestling is okay, but he's not really known for his wrestling, so he really fought too many guys that he's worth. And also by that point, chances of Ducks are declined even prior to fighting him. So yeah, you can't say like, oh, he fought this guy and that guy, and that's his experience with wrestling ain't that much. Now he's gonna fight the best wrestler he's ever fought by far on a different level at a bigger weight class. And it's gonna be an interesting thing. Also, I feel like Volkanovski's game don't work as well when you're not worried about his wrestling. Also, his strike game is heavily involved with kicks as well. So that could definitely lead him getting off balance or getting his leg caught and taken down. And I think, I just think it's gonna be a case Volkanovski's gonna come out there look pretty sharp. It's gonna be a good competitive fight. But I do think the wrestling will be the ultimate, ultimately be with the biggest part. The wrestling and grappling will be the biggest part of this. And Volkanovski could train with BJJ guys, but they ain't gonna train you for a world-class wrestler, that and also it made sense. Like grapplers gonna try to go for submissions. They aren't really going, we train Gordon Ryan, no amazing wrestler at all. So he can help you with some BJJ stuff, but I don't think ultimately it's gonna help him too much with his situations here. But and also with little tiny legs, he can't really do much off his back anyway. I think he's better built for top grappling, but off his back, maybe try some sweeps. But even then, I think Makachev's base is too strong. And again, Volkanovski got a little baby limb, so his best case is him being the hammer, taking guys down and just smashing them. But him on his back, he might be able to get up a couple times. But I think Makachev's gonna put him back down constantly and just wear on him. I think he's gonna tap him like third round submission for Makachev. But Volkanovski's gonna give it his all. He's gonna probably test Makachev like he never been tested before. Definitely, I think he'll give him a better. Matter of fact, I think he'll give him the hardest fight he ever had in the UFC. I think he will. But ultimately, I think Makachev, it's gonna be kind of like BJ Penn versus. It's gonna be a combination of BJ Penn and GSP's two fights. Like on the feet, it might look like BJ Penn versus GSP won a little bit. Makachev might be a little bit shell shocked, a little bit about some of the changes on the feet, and maybe not having as much success on the grappling. Maybe a little bit early, maybe at the first round. But some little adjustments in the corner, and still probably a very close fight to begin with in that first round. A little adjustments in that going to that second round. I think from there it's going to be like start looking much like the GSP versus BJ Penn 2. And he's going to get taken down, control. He's going to be fighting valiantly, but Makachev is going to be like say a great big man. Well, there's not no heavyweight. A great bigger man versus a great smaller man. The great bigger man wins, especially when it's a wrestler as well in there. So I think he's able to take Volkanovski down, control him, put that weight on him, and to be able to smother Volkanovski over the course of rounds and tap him out third round. So in this one, I got Islam Makhachev via third round submission.